right, guys, 100 degrees outside. Let's see what we got in here. We are at, it's hard to tell here. 85 in the garage. Love this insulation on the doors. I'll show you what I'm doing. So this morning, started on the other side, and yes, I had to break out a welder. Got that off, getting ready to put a new one on. I got down there and my beam was cracked, and so I grinded it all out and welded it up. Looks to be solid. I over welded it really. It looks like a piece of art, but it's not coming apart. Anyway, now I'm getting the other one put together, and just want to give you an update. I'm still at it, man. Working on that goal. What's going on, guys? It's Bill up at the Double O Dude Garage, VW Garage, and back on the bug again. Had to take about a week off, so sorry for no uploads and stuff, but remodeling a room in my house too at the same time, so I had some paint to do, installed a barn door, stuff like that. I've went ahead and got the rest of the parts I needed to finish the front end. I got the steering stabilizer, and I also got the shocks, and then got the replacement rub screws for the ones that were trashed on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get those on right now, and then after that we're going to go ahead and remove the master cylinder and see if we can get that cleaned up down there, kind of prepped for rust and stuff, and then get something on it to coat it to protect it. And then at that point, then I'm going to run a fuel line from the front of the bug to the back of the bug. I got a hard line. The one that's in there, I tried all different types of ways to clear it, from air pressure to chemicals to trying to run like an auger down through it, all kinds of stuff. Could not clear it. So we're just going to go ahead and get one in there that way, because once I get the master cylinder in and all of the front end finished up in here, I can go ahead at that point and put my fuel tank in. So that's a big step for me. I need to get that done. So hope you enjoy the video, guys. All right, guys, master cylinder's out. It's crunchy, full of dirt. I've got the actual steering stabilizer bar installed now, and so I'm gonna go ahead and clean this area up down here in the front of the car and neutralize it with some rust neutralizer, and figure out where I'm gonna drill the hole to put the actual fuel line through. And then we'll take the fresh master cylinder over to the bench and get it all primed up and ready to put in the car. Making good headway. I feel really good about progress, and hopefully we'll be able to button up the front of this car today. I've got it all cleaned out here, and I went ahead and removed this thing too for the steering and put another coupler in there. The one that was in there was pretty cracked up. It's definitely done its tour of duty. This thing's got cracks on both sides. I suggest if you get in here and you're messing with this stuff, it's a cheap part, could save your life. You'll definitely want to change that. Anyway, I went ahead and sprayed this thing thoroughly with the Loctite rust. It's the rust inhibitor, but it's actually a product actually makes it where it's paintable. It's a neutralizer. I spray it on everything. It'll turn it black, but it'll also dry with a paintable surface. So once this all dries up and stuff, I'm gonna go in here and hit it with some chassis black just to protect it until one of these days when I get the body off this car and really do this paint up right. So that's where I am. Temperature's creeping up here in Texas. We're probably right around 97 degrees right now. You can tell I'm kind of got a little bit of a little sheen to me, but I got a fan on me. I did open up the garage though to get some ventilation in here because of the Loctite stuff's pretty stout. But we're gonna keep on going. I gotta let this dry. I'm gonna go ahead and get some lunch, and then get some chassis black on it, and then it'll all start going back together, and then we'll get the car off the ground and get the new shocks on. New shock is in place. Anti-sway bars are in place. Yeah, I think this one's buttoned up. Let's get this tire back on and get to the other side. All right guys, got the shaky K on there. One new brake line, hooked up the new brake line to the axle. New steering coupler, things all tightened up on that, ground straps in place, and the new dampener. So now I just need to drill out this side of the tunnel, run a fuel line through there, and then install the master cylinder. One shock on that side and a grub screw, and I should be ready to go to the back. Got the master cylinder in, just need to hook the reservoir up to it. On this side, got the fuel line ran inside the car, out the back. Man, about time to put that reservoir on and install a fuel tank. Another little update. I had like two of these switches, the wiper and the headlight switch, and I'm taking them apart and seeing if I can clean them up and make one that functions out of the two. Yeah, I've never done this before. I don't see any instructions anywhere how to do it, so I'm just taking my time and working my way through it and seeing if I can make a switch that functions. Man, it's been like 2 weeks since I've been able to touch the car. Like, the world got really busy and stuff, so I'm going to try to sneak out. I'm snuck out here tonight. We got like maybe 2 or 3 hours before I got to crash, but I want to try to get this fuel tank in. Well, also I need to fix some stuff, man. Let me show you. To install my master cylinder, I didn't run these. There's a hole up here somewhere. They go further, they told me. Oh, through the side. That's what it is, through the side there, where that I can actually put the tank in. So that'll be the first thing I'm gonna get done. I went ahead and started cleaning up like the mounts that hold the tank down, and then I neutralized them to get the rust off of them. Cleaning up both my drums, getting them neutralized right now for rust. Also these fillers that go onto the hose on the gas tank, I got them all cleaned up and then neutralized where the rust would stop. So I'm gonna let them dry, and then I guess I'm gonna shoot some paint. Today, I have to get the fuel tank in. I have to get to those back brakes and get ready to get this motor in, because they're 3 weeks to the harvest, and I am way behind the ball because just life got in the way, business got in the way, and I had to take care of it. So let's get on this. I have a fuel tank here, all ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna put the fitting on the bottom of it. I went ahead and repainted all of this stuff, got it all cleaned up, repainted and cleaned all of those, new hardware. We've got the seal to put on the bottom of the tank and a new sender. So let's get this on there, get the actual foam tape on the bottom of it, and get after it. Alright guys, I've got the fuel tank in here, putting the sender in. When you order a replacement fuel tank with the complete installation kit, it includes the tank, the little thing on the bottom, that the pickup nipple thing on the bottom of the tank. It comes with the rubber seal to go around the bottom of the tank. Also comes with a sending unit, the hose to actually put gas into it, but 0 screws to actually put the sending unit on. So I'm gonna have to go dig around and see if I can find some screws. Nice. I've got some JB Weld that's drying on my my fill neck on my car. It had a little pinhole, and I wanted to make sure it was nothing. I couldn't pour gas in my trunk, so I got that drying. It's time to go ahead and attack these back brakes. Get this done. Bearings, seals, the whole 9 yards. Alright guys, at this point I've got the fuel tank buttoned up, all that stuff's done up at the front of the car, and I'm gone to the back. I started tearing down the rear brakes on the passenger side and getting all the parts cleaned and painted. So all of this, when I was under the other direction, I was going to catch this when I got it on this side of the car, as far as I couldn't paint it from underneath. But yeah, it's getting dusty because I've been doing a lot of work out here, but about ready to get this axle back on here and get the backing plate and the brakes on it, and then we'll actually put the axle in, not the stub is what I was talking about. I'll get the stub in there, but yeah, I've got all that stuff over here on the other bench. Stuff waiting to go back on. I've got all the brake parts in a parts cleaner right now, just getting the goobity-doo off of them, and got all my got wheel cylinders, seals, bearings, and all of this stuff's been cleaned up and painted, except for, well, these two. I need to wire brush those and get them straightened up. But yeah, show you the fuel tank. Let me see here. Let me turn this light up. So this is all done now. Got the fuel fill on it. Center's hooked up. All got fresh hardware on it. Everything's been painted and cleaned up. So yeah, that's about buttoned up. I feel like I had a pretty decent day, and gonna get onto the back of it. As I sit and look at this car and think, man, I'm gonna drive halfway across Texas in it in like 3 weeks, and it doesn't even seem possible that could actually happen, because I mean, I'm super like tripped out about the fact that I pretty much twisted every bolt on it as far as mechanical on it, and I still got to get this motor in here. This bad boy's been sitting here waiting to come back to life. It was in horrible condition, but yeah, I mean, I don't even have a pedal in this thing, but yeah, it's happening. It just seems incredibly like, I don't know. I mean, 3 months of building a car, for me, like one person that doesn't really have the skill set, I'm gonna be proud when I fire it off, but man, what a journey it's been. All right, guys, got in there, painted the backing plates, cleaned up the adjusters on it, new brakes, new wheel cylinder. Behind it, it's got new bearings on inner and outer, and new seals. So this one's about ready to button up and put a drum on. So another big step. All right, guys, it's all buttoned up down there. Everything's tightened on, ready to go. Gonna put the rear wheel on it for the very first time. Finished this side, passenger side, wheel sills, bearings, brakes, brake lines, pretty much everything. It's all been painted and cleaned up and in better shape now. This is what I'm working on now. Getting ready to get this stuff all cleaned up here. Been wire brushing it, and I'm gonna get it ready to get all taped off and painted up where it can dry while I work on this other stuff over here, which is all of the backing plate, all of this stuff here, the axles, all that stuff has to be cleaned, painted, and made ready. So we're getting close.